30 seconds. It's always 30 seconds. Brindo, hello. How you doing? Mark. It's always 30 seconds it takes to go live. I don't get it. Oh, get an itchy nose. Not an itchy eye. Grim up north. Let me see the comments. Pollyanna, how you doing? Psychic Pixie, the Bandit. WATP. I'm alright, mate. Hope you're well. We are the pirates, that's what that means. Danny McRae, hope you're going, bud. Kev Bainbridge, Kev B, how you doing? Frankie, El Franco. Phil and the Wee Man, that's a good name. Evening all. We catch up, dudes. Weekend Warrior. What am I talking about? Well, there's a big floodplain and it's filled right up with water. It goes for miles. And I'm going to go and probably take a kayak across it. It's a piece of ground you'd normally have to walk and the access is really difficult. Soggy, marshland. Now the water's up, I'm like, I fancy that. So I've been eyeing it up and I think it's a golden opportunity because when the water runs off, it's gone. And that might be it for the year. Might not be another opportunity next year. So crazy idea right out of the blue. Clocked it on the move and I thought, I'm going to do that. There's miles of kayaking there. Yeah, that's the plan. I was just thinking about a few things and had a few chats today, a few catch-ups, caught up with Danny Christie, had a good chat with DC. He was enjoying his sparring down at the Fury camp, which is great. You know, he really enjoyed that. It was nice to see him doing well. Caught up with Deco, caught up with a few people. People are out and about, starting to kind of get busy again, isn't it? January's a funny month. I couldn't get started in January. Couldn't get motivated, but I've got a bit of a spring in my step today. Yeah, January bothers me. It's horrible, isn't it? So this is the weekend. What day is that? This is Friday. So I've got a wee bit of a graft in the morning, and then I'm going to get something interesting done in the afternoon. And same on Sunday. I'm going to do something interesting on Sunday. So I'll get some footage put together. And yeah, that's that. Just thought to myself, I'm going to go out and just go and do something instead of, you know, overthinking and pointing in all these directions. I'll go here, I'll go there, because my head gets scrambled because I've been looking at this mountain range and I need to go and get back into it. I've not been in it for a long time. Last year I was there and I want to get back. But then I want to go to Wester Ross and kayak and Loch Marie and get a few days out there in one of the islands. And then I want to go to the west coast and build a beach shelter, a storm shelter in the sand. I built one 20 years ago up in Sandwood, and I believe the remains of it are still there, and I could probably dig it out again. I built an underground beach shelter with corrugated tin, and I put some supplies in it and stuff, and a note in a jar. You know, if you ever find the place, you had to crawl down under, but once you were in, it was quite nice. And like 2 years went by and a guy texted my phone and he's like, I found your jar with your note in it. I found like there's pasta and stuff. He says, I've left you a pot noodle. And I was laughing. He's like, that's amazing, that wee shelter. How long did it take? It didn't take long. It took about, I don't know, 4 hours or something to build it. And it was there for years. And years later I went back and it was still usable. Now we're going on to 20 odd years, so I'll assume it's filled with sand, but it could be scratched out. So the thin red line, what's that? Recovery, what's up with the big man? What did I see there? What did I see there? Oh, the big man's got a cold. Unlucky, buddy. Plenty of fluids into you. overloading vitamin C and you'll be banging. It's brutal. The Thin Red Line. That's a great film, isn't it? It's Nick Nolte, I think. Is it Nick Nolte? It looks like him. Can't remember. It's a great film. True as well. So that's the crack. I've got these. I'm starting to get my ideas back. I will show you a couple of these places. I do need to get some. I do need to do a live at a couple of them. My wee wildlife shelters. They're just nice wee places to go. There's some supplies there. They are off the beaten track. They're not somewhere you would stumble across, and they're in particular areas around Scotland. I think I've got 4 now. 1, 2, 7. I've got 4 of them. I've got one partially done. It needs to be finished, and it's near Ben Nevis, and I have one up in Wester Ross near Lochmaree. WATP, obviously that work never stops, right? We're on that every single day, what we do, but I can't bring it to this channel anymore, mate, because I'm getting hammered. I'm getting hammered. I'm currently banned on Facebook for, voicing my opinion on certain people, certain globalists. So I get banned. My Instagram's getting shadow banned. I get hammered everywhere, don't I? I conducted a podcast, guys, with the Devlin brothers from Glasgow. They had me on. They've just started, and we have got a lot going on. It was a great podcast. The guys loved it. They'd contacted me through a friend and said, "Look, we've started this up. We would like you to come on." So I liked their idea. I liked to crack with them. We had a good time. It was a good day. So I'm looking forward to that getting aired. I talk about some quite in-depth stuff I'm very passionate about. Not so much anything about my life or anything like that. You know what my life's been. You know pretty much most of the stuff about me. This is more about what I get involved in. Get the Floyd on, big man, and chill out. Now you're talking. But I'm not allowed to voice my it's not, I hate the word political, right? I'm not a political person. Folk will go, "Oh, that's quite political." Well, that's just a word. That's just a term. It's current affairs. It's stuff that's really, really important, and I'm not allowed to talk about it on Facebook. Facebook's only good for a laugh. Big Billy, how you doing? Facebook's only good for a laugh, okay? The podcast mark will be on their channel. The Devlin brothers, real raw and honest. I can't mind. I'll post it when it comes up. It'll be out soon, February time, they said. And I was thanks, Stevie. I liked the banter with them. They're good lads. They're honest. One of the brothers is out in Kurdistan. They talk about addiction. They talk about the old days, partying, the crazy. We're roughly the same age. We have some kind of like mutual pals, stuff like that. And mutual craziness as well that we were all involved in long ago. So I get to talk about the things that mean a lot to me, which is exploitation, stuff like that I believe I can make a difference in. I believe if we use our voices correctly, we can. And I'm looking for other platforms to speak on. I'm looking for other big platforms to get on, to get my message out there. This message needs to be out there. People need to know what's happening. I'm still considering doing another YouTube channel, completely separate, and keeping them both completely separate. Rumble, Martin, just doesn't get the numbers. I just don't see the numbers. Holdings on Rumble, and people struggle to find it, downloading, and folks stick to the ones that they know. People have got a predisposition to what they know, not everyone's a techie, so if folk understand Instagram, Facebook, they usually stick to Facebook, and most people that have been on Facebook for years don't want to go to Instagram because they don't really get it. And I'm not a techie, so I would like to know more about Rumble, Martin. I don't think it's quite there yet. But Frankie, that's the name of the game. But guys, I'm getting heavily shadow banned. My live last night had like 20 people on it. 6,500 subs. We don't have a big channel here, but we've got a decent channel with decent numbers. Our numbers are legit, which is most important. Our following is legit. And I also, I always know, I'm not daft. I know that people will give you a follow out of friendliness or just, not even respect, just courtesy. But not everybody watches your videos. Yeah, Nilo Mac. Ronan uses it extensively for his work, and Ronan does well. He presents well. He's a good lad, and me and Ronan did a podcast, and it's a couple of thousand views, I think, or one, thereabouts, which doesn't sound like a lot. But Ronan's only got a small channel and he's new. He's only growing. He's right at the beginning of his journey on the media platforms, and he's covering a lot of varied content, so he's still finding his niche. No, Liz, no one gets my notifications, and I've overstretched myself all my life. I've overextended myself. I am into a lot of things. My mind is, I'm here and I'm there, and I'm guilty of wanting to solve all the problems and all the dilemmas and all the riddles. I get it, we can't, but I know that I can make a difference. I know that eventually we can petition Parliament and get change. I know we can. I do need another channel, and I need to get on other channels. So if anyone out there's got channels or access to podcasters, or anyone that's looking to get something done, I would happily get on them. I know there's a few people who know, like Big Brian, Cockerel, stuff like that. Folk had said to go on his channel with Brian and Emma Cockerel, Stevie Wraith. There's quite a few. I did Steve at the Official Topic Talk. There's various channels out there. I just need to get the message out. And if every podcast gets 2,000, 5,000 or 20,000 views, we're getting somewhere slowly but surely. Daz is asking for an outdoor kit video. Daz, you asked before, mate, I'm sure. And I owe you one, so I owe you a video. I'll get that sorted for you, mate. I'll get that done in the next few days for you, right? I'll get my kit sorted and I'll do that, Daz. Yeah. I know that I've diluted this channel a wee bit too much, guys, with my other stuff, and I'm going to stop doing it, because it was never meant to be about that. It was always about the outdoors, mental health, and getting yourself back to life, and I know he's no passionate, but I get so entrenched in it, I dig myself right in, and I'm up to my neck in that stuff every day. Our phones go round the clock with it, and it's constant amount of work, that my team do, the decoys. It's immense work they do. And I can't even tell you too much about it, because it's quite, it's quite secretive, to be honest with you, and I've got, my obligation is to protect them and all the rest of it. So, yeah, the results will speak for themselves. We're out there and we're out doing it, I don't declare everything, and you don't get to know everything about me. That's something that's very personal, what we do out there. And it means a lot. And the support means a lot. And the shares, and, just to help. When people support you, it's a big help. And when people compliment it and stuff, it makes it worthwhile when people are acknowledging it and talking about it, most importantly, and acknowledging the scale of the problem, which is that's what I need to get to that point where people are acknowledging why we do this and the scale of the problem. It is astronomical. It's an industrial scale. You cannot believe how big this problem is. But on channels like this, mentioning the P word, talking about Preds, talking about peds, talking about, you know, traffic king, that type of stuff, the algorithm just pounces on you and nails you. And it's hammering me. You know, we've got 34 people out of 6,500 on the live, and it's all the same faces all the time. It's as if the algorithm says, right, there you go, and it's you guys, and the rest don't get to see me. So we'll try and claw it back. I'm going to sort out the StreamYard thing. Apparently it puts you out to a, you know, another new audience again. Davey Holiday, how you doing, mate? So we'll see how it goes. Jojo, how's it going? Hope you're well, buddy. And we'll take it from there. But I'm going to do another platform. I have to do another platform. I'm banned on Facebook. And I was pressing the buttons last night, right? I was pushing the boundaries, and in came the warning. I shared a picture of Bill Gates, and I wrote something, okay, that he's, you know, what I believe he is. Don't think I'm far off the mark. Ping, warning came immediately. Now, I never wrote his name. I shared a picture, and I was very cautious about how I worded things, and it still caught me, okay? And they sent me a warning, which I screenshotted, which I've got, and it says, our technology has picked up your content, boom. You have the decision to share it or delete it. So I pressed share, bang, and I knew it was coming, ban me. Because see, if I didn't share it, guys, and I didn't take the ban, then that would make me a coward. That would make me scared. I'm not scared to lose my Facebook. I'm not scared to lose any of my platforms. Do you know why? Because most people live in fear of losing their platform. And I'm not scared. I will find another way. I've got a voice, I can shout. I'll find a way. This is what they want you to do. They want you to be in fear. They don't want you to share the truth. They don't want truth speakers and free thinkers, and they don't want people that are not in fear. The algorithm, David Milne, is set to pick up certain words and certain threads, and it will follow passages. You know, it reads. It's a brain at the end of the day. It's a very incredible thing. We truly don't know its real capability. It's a terrifying thing. Yeah, it is 1984 again, you know, Orwell. It's Orwellian, that's what it is. And it will read words and pro words. You know, if you write bomb in a private message, you are immediately flagged, and your private messages are accessed from a bot, not from a human, from a robot that reads the context of the word bomb and what it was used in. And then if it requires to raise the alarm, it will do so. It will raise the alarm. That's why I know, right, guys? I know that they know every single word, they know every terrorist cell, every terror cell in the UK, and they know every online predator, and they know what platform they're on, when they're on, where they are, their location, they know everything. But it is such a monetized market that they allow it to pass. Some people won't believe me, but it doesn't matter. The proof will be in the pudding, and eventually you will be forced to believe me. Okay? You will be forced, because the facts will be staring you in the face, and you'll say, oh, he was right. And you don't need to like, and you don't need to agree, and you don't need to do anything, but eventually the proof will be in the pudding, and the facts and the figures will come up and slap us all in the face. And I won't be silenced by anybody. I've had all the hate in the world. Some of you know me personally. Jojo's in the chat. Jojo knows what I went through down in the area that he's in, being targeted by haters. Stevie Ray, you're doing a lot of message retraction. What's going on, mate? Is there something that you want to... There's a few messages you've now deleted. I don't know what you're trying to say, buddy. Okay. timed out. Stevie, what's going on here? I didn't time you out, I didn't mean that. Put yous in time out. Nope, cancel. Right, Stevie, I've timed you out. I didn't mean to. I was actually trying to read your retracted message, so you'll be back in a minute, buddy, sorry. Maybe it was a typo or something you wrote. So, yeah, I've had it all before. I've had it for a long time. I've got the physical scars to show the level of it. I've got the mental scars as well. And, not all wounds are visible. But targeted I was. Believe me, I was targeted excessively. Like you wouldn't believe. You would think I'd been lining people up and beheading them in the street. The hate I got. And I won't stop, and I'll never stop. And I've lost, and it cost me dearly, and it cost me greatly financially. It cost me business, it cost me projects, it cost me, like, I've never really even spoke about what it cost me, but it cost me astronomically, believe me it did. And I haven't heard from certain people in many years, people I was close to at one point. I no longer see them, I didn't go searching, they probably are no longer on my Facebook. I'm probably deleted, blocked, unfriended, whatever, all the things that folk do when they have a disagreement with your opinion or your actions or your morals or your stance. I am who I am, black and white. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I don't apologise for anything I do. I do it because I believe in it. If I didn't believe in it, I would go in half-hearted. I go in full scale because I truly believe in everything that I represent. And I always have done. So, Jamie Fullerton, fishing again, Jamie. Oh, Jamie, me and you need to get a day in the bank one time, mate. It's been bloody far too long. That sounds great, down the Ribble. I would join you soon, Jamie. I'll get in touch, mate. So, I'll no stop, Neilo. I'll never change. Only something catastrophic or illness might put an end to me. But the end game, Darren, it has cost me dearly, Darren. It took everything from me. I won't go too far into that, mate, but when I tell you it took everything from me, it literally did. And it made me very unwell, and it made me a very, very poor representation of myself. It's damaging stuff that I'm involved in. And when the state are against you and the authorities are hell-bent on silencing you and derailing you and defamating you, that has a toll. It has a toll. It had a toll on another guy in the UK who was sharing stuff en masse and going against the system, and they took everything from him. I'm not aligned to him in any way at all. I'm just using him as an example. And he was hammered. When you expose the failings of the system and the failings of the authority to protect people, to protect the very people they're in power to do, you become the problem. And they will fire all their bullets your way. And I had it. I had them. I had the police Scotland on my tail 24/7, putting me under surveillance. You wouldn't believe the lengths they went to in order to derail me and stop me in my tracks. And it didn't work. And they asked me, "Do you have a death wish?" And I said, "No. I have a wish for transparency and clarity and for the public to know what has been done in their name, and that those superiors, in the dark chambers that never really get highlighted, know the problem, and they help water down and sanitize the numbers, and the public are left, completely unaware." So I'm at a time in my life where I am getting towards the best representation of myself, and I won't be silenced by anybody. And it doesn't, if it leaves me broke, penniless, on my knees, I still won't stop exposing it and shining a light on it. I won't be stopped. And that's a fact. And that might sound a little deep and but believe me, it's meant. I've faced all my demons. I don't hold fear of the end. I don't. There is nothing in this life that phases me. So I'm in it, and I'm in it until I'm no longer in it. So there you go. But I'm going to try and keep it away from here because it's dark and it's divisive and it's not what I want to burden the good followers with. I want to try and keep things upbeat, and I'm a very deep person, and I'm sure you're aware of that. I am a very, very deep person, and at times I'll admit that I can be morbidly deep. I have got real dark days, and I've got a very dark side to my personality where I go down that rabbit hole, like a man possessed, and I take on the burden, and I seem to pursue it. I've pursued conflict all my life. It's where I find most comfort. And the majority of people out there can't fight their own battles. They're incapable of it, just because they're not built for it. Through no fault of their own, they're not built for it. And I believe if you can speak up on somebody's behalf and you can handle it, and you don't, and you look the other way, then I don't believe that's a great representation of you. So that's kind of in a weird way why I do it. But it's a big problem. Anything that is damaging people, and in particular damaging children, and folk are not doing enough about it, infuriates me, and it makes me want to go into the trenches. And that's my honest response to it. I don't apologise for being this person. We're not all the same. If we were, it'd be a boring planet. So there you go. Friday night, and I'm talking about the darkest parts of my life. Anyway, guys, it's not all bad. It's not all bad. Got a nice tool belt there, look. It's not all bad. We tent at the ready. We're into the red Vango here, the red Banshee. So, Daz, kit list, you rode a kit list. We'll get that done and dusted. We'll throw the tent up, and we'll show you the crack. We'll show you how. I'll go and do another wee one on, kit, getting into the mountains in a budget, and what you don't need. The basics to get you out and get you back safely, and, things to avoid. Overspending and carrying too much, things that you just don't need. It's all about the essentials and getting the balance right. But we'll get it sorted. I hope everybody has a great weekend. We'll probably be talking tomorrow, and we'll definitely be talking on Sunday, if not tomorrow. But I'd look to get on tomorrow at some point, okay? So have a good Friday night, whatever you are doing. I'm going to try and watch a bit of boxing or something before I get my head done. And I hope you're all well. Hope everyone's just, in a good place. And best wishes to you all. David Milne, Big Brian, as always, thanks for the moderation. Steve Ray, sorry if I timed you out, bud, wasn't meant. I don't even know what your comments were. I'm going to try and quickly look back just to make sure that you're actually okay and that there's no drama. I don't really see. But when you light the wee thing up and it gives you the options, I've timed out 2 or 3 people. It's not meant anyway, buddy. You're always welcome on here, and I hope you're good. Right, guys, I'll let you go. I can't see it. So all good. Pollyanna, Jojo, everybody. Blue Monday. Great song. Games Tech, thank you. Kelvin Kennedy, Mark H, Darren, Bandit, Frankie, yous have been with us from the start. Hong Kong Fui, much respect to you all, okay? Son of William, brilliant. Hatchet Harry's back. Martin Holman. Right, guys, good night. Okay, doke. Stay steady striving. Okay, talk to you tomorrow.